Sing aloud, Hosanna to the Lord. Offer everything with humble heart. Come attend the Lord, or rejoice in him who brings new life to all the world. Let us go, determined to seek and find our big world, the world. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we'll sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. All the clouds of darkness on the past, sinful night enveloping the land. Brush the clouds aside and behold the light that shines in beauty everywhere. Let's go, let us go, determined to seek and find a new world of joyfulness and peace. There we sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we sing the songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. Oh, my brothers, all rejoice today, you who sing the song of our new life. Offer praise on high, blessed forevermore, as chosen people of the world. Let us go, determined to seek and find all the brilliant glory of our dreams. There we sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we sing the songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. We uphold the standard of our Lord to restore his true ideal. Freely give your love, share the Father's joy, as beauty will return to you. Let's go, let us go, determined to seek and find harmony within the garden bright. There we sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. There we sing new songs in the garden fair, songs of freedom bright with happiness. Has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rays new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall from the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden so plain. Praise with elation
rise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. God's new creation of the new day. Upon the earth,
Lord, rose of love, blooms with tidings of hope,
as the world goes out with freedom,
earth and heaven are one. As 5 oceans rise in praise, 6 continents rejoice. Freedom for 10,000 years in the Chil, holy land of God. The lily shines with heaven's light, vibrant colors abound in the pure life of the spirits. Truth and love light away as 5 oceans rise in praise. 6 continents rejoice, peaceful for 10,000 years in the Chil, holy land of God. The dignity of pure life shines in glory divine. Highest praise soar over mountains, heaven's grace is revealed as 5 oceans rise in praise. 6 continents rejoice. One is for 10,000 years in the Chil, holy land of God. True parents bring true love to all. Earth and heaven resound as our flag waves through the seasons. Freedom rings evermore as 5 oceans rise in praise. 6 continents rejoice. Happy for 10,000 years in the Chil, holy land of God.
Let us pray. Dearest Heavenly Parents, we are so grateful to gather together this Sunday morning in the middle of the summer. It's a very, very warm, hot, just like your love, the deepest love. We like to welcome you here this morning and to each one of our heart and to be with you and worship, and we really joyous time this Sunday morning. We are just thank you, and everything is grateful to begin this Sunday service with you. I pray all these things in the name of Stephen Noriko, Blessed Center family. Adieu.
Jeol. Let's give a hand to the choir, please. Amazing. You may all be seated. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Who's happy to be here today? That's good. I'm glad you're happy to be here because it's not going to be so long. It's going to be about an hour and a half. Today we have two parts to service. The first part is celebrating our holy days, the 32nd Chil Jeol and the 26th Chil Jeol. And second part will be celebrating our completions of the 1 hour, 3 hour, and I believe the first time 12-hour EDP. So to start off with the celebration of the holy day, I'd like to invite up our pastor, Naokimi Ushiroda.
Okay, good morning. So let's all rise. We're gonna start with a greeting to Heavenly Parent and True Parents with a half bow, standing bow. 차렷, 경배, 바로. Now let's read the family pledge in English. It should be on the screen to either side. Family pledge number 1. Our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation by centering on true love. Number 2. Our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and earth by centering on true love. Number 3. Our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. Number 4. Our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is heaven's parents' ideal creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. Number 5. Our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. Number 6. Our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and True Parents, and perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. Number 7. Our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. And number 8, our family, the owner of Cheongyeok, pledges, having entered the era of Cheongyeok, to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. All right, thank you. You may be seated. Okay, good morning, everyone. So today we're gonna, as you heard, we're celebrating these 2 holidays, and I wanted to take just a moment to try to explain what these holidays mean, to help us really understand what we're celebrating. So if we can pull up some of the slides, and I'd like some readers for each of the quotes. So for the first holiday, this is the Declaration Day of God's eternal blessing. There's 5 quotes. I researched several pages, several hours of research, and came up with 5 quotes, 5 passages I felt that could help us understand the meaning of this holiday. So if we can get a first reader. Oh, we need a mic. All right, I'll read the first one while the mic gets ready. So. All right.
Okay. First reader, why don't we ask Shogo?
Declaration of God's Eternal Blessing. July 1st, 1991 is not an ordinary day, ordinary 1st of July. And 1991 is not an ordinary year.
Cuts in and out, that mic.
Yeah. Should I just?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll read the rest. Try to get a mic that's working. Okay. From the providential point of view, 1991 is a turning point in history. Looking from the viewpoint of the providence of restoration or salvation, the fruit sought by religion is only one. The fruit that God is looking for is heaven's lineage. In order to establish heaven's lineage, you must establish a tradition that can connect you to God's love. All right, let's move to the second quote. On July 1st, 1991, true parents declared God's eternal blessings of love. God blessed Adam and Eve, but they were completely shattered, unable to fulfill their responsibility and attain the idea of love. I recovered God's love based on the three great blessings, and now I have proclaimed God's eternal blessing. So that's the second. Third, God's hope throughout history is that through the providence of salvation, God's blessings will be fulfilled at some point in time. Therefore, unless God's promised blessings can be revived and established as eternal blessings, the eternal ideal world of humankind cannot be realized. This task can be done with the coming of true parents. And finally, last quote. Throughout history, women have been held in captivity in the most miserable ways. That is why I established the Women's Federation for World Peace with the objective to unite all women of the world for their liberation. Who is leading it? Mother is leading it. Mother is its representative. We should be grateful that Mother could emerge, and this is thanks to the establishment of Chil, Jeol. Chil, Jeol. Yeah, Chil, Jeol. All right, so yeah, this was not easy for me to comprehend, but I'm going to do my best to explain this. My understanding, and I'm sure there's more to it, but yeah, this holiday was really, it's called the Establishing Day of Declaration of God's Eternal Blessing. And this happened in 1991, July 1st. So there were some major conditions that were set by Father and Mother Moon, and basically Mother was also elevated to a position of equal standing as true father, and as true parents, they were able to really, secure God's eternal blessing here on earth. And this is something that Adam and Eve had failed to do in the very beginning, and throughout all of restorational history, we've been trying to restore that position. And on this day, Father felt that there was a certain level of condition that was laid where he could actually claim this eternal blessing. Also, one of the quotes mentioned Women's Federation. That's where Mother, representing all women, was established as the representative through that organization. And that was also the starting point of kind of the women's era. And it's really important for them to fully stand in the position of true parents. Women need to be elevated to the same level as man in order for them to stand on equal footing as true parents. And so the timing of it, in 1991, 1992, this was an important time for establishing that same equal standard between men and women. The final point I would like to make, if we go to the next quote, there was one more actually. This one's a deeper point, I believe. We can get to it. Adam and Eve must grow until they reach perfection. They must accomplish the realm of dominion through the principle. Only when they are connected with God through love in both spirit and body can they do as they wish, being in a direct relationship with God both internally and externally. Now that I have proclaimed the true parents, based on the foundation of your unity with the parents, the unification between the realm of dominion based on accomplishment through the principle and the realm of God's direct dominion has been realized in the family. So this quote, what came to me was that in the principle we study how we can relate with God according to the principle. Before we're perfect, before we're one in heart, we have to relate with God through the principle in the formation and growth stage. But if there is a couple that can unite one in heart on that pure foundation and connect with God's love, through their love relationship, then God can actually relate with you directly. And this is what the principle calls the realm of direct dominion. So on the foundation of the victory of true parents, again, elevated to the same standard and being one in heart, by us members uniting with that foundation of our true parents, we can also enter into this realm of direct dominion with God. So not just based on the principle, but if we do follow the course, we can also enter into that direct relation. And this is what God wanted to do from the very beginning with Adam and Eve, was to relate with his son and daughter as a true husband and wife, and relate in God's love directly. So I think when that was done, Father was so excited that he had to proclaim a holiday and say, this is God's eternal blessing, this is what God wanted from the beginning, and there was enough foundation to be able to claim that victory. So that's the first holiday, the Chil, Jeol. Chil, by the way, is Korean for 7-1. And then it's the 32nd. So it was 1991 that was established. Okay, that was a mouthful. Let's go to the second holiday, which was 6 years later, Chil, Jeol. And I don't know if mics are ready for this one.
Chil, Jeol is a day to declare the realm of liberation, where God has no obstacles in his going.
All right, it's going in and out. All right, I'll read. Where God has no obstacles in his coming and going from the individual to the level of the physical world and the heavenly world, it is the day we proclaim the realm of cosmic Sabbath for the parents of heaven and earth. Quick point here. So this was a day, it was August 9th in 1997. Cosmic Sabbath. So Sabbath means the day of rest. And so Father was able to claim a day of rest. And over here you see parents of heaven and earth. Before Mother coined the term heavenly parent, actually it was parents of heaven and earth, referring to God. So God is the parent of heaven and earth. But the whole point of this holiday is to give God rest, the day of Sabbath. Okay, let's continue. We must find a home where you as an individual can take your Sabbath rest, and where you as a couple can take your Sabbath rest together. Where should you go next? You should go to the family level place of Sabbath rest, where God can dwell forever. The entire family can dwell forever in the midst of God's love. So when we say rest, in the Bible it says on the seventh day God rested, right? But when we say rest, it's not quite the same like, okay, I can take a break, I can go on vacation. It's a little bit different here. What God wants in terms of rest is he wants to be in a place where he can feel fully comfortable and engaged, centered on God's love. So over here it's mentioned different levels. There's the individual level, there's the couple level, and there's the family level. When we're able to create an individual, a couple, a family where God can rest, it means that God can fully dwell within your family. And it's almost like he can chill and relax because he feels his love the way it's meant to be in the family. So when Father declares this holiday, he's saying that for the first time, we can also welcome God's love into our family and create a space where he can really relax. That's the idea with this holiday. Just a few more quotes. God lost the home of his peaceful rest. To seek for the ideal family in the fallen world is to seek the home of God's peaceful rest. What is the focal point to establish this home? It is a true family which can be formed by true parents and true children centered on true love. Sabbath means that God is able to rest on any level. Final quote. Heaven had us proclaim the realm of the cosmic Sabbath based on the foundation of the world-level blessings of the 30,000, 360,000, and 3.6 million couples. Therefore, we could give the blessing to 36 million and then 360 million couples. The 360 million couples blessing was an important milestone. Now that we have climbed over this mountain, all people of the world can become one family. So the foundation, every time Father proclaimed a holiday, there was some kind of condition that had to be laid in order for him to make that claim and declaration. In this case, this holiday was preceded by, it was a whirlwind of activity, of blessings, and even conditional blessings, and just trying to establish some kind of claim that can say the whole world is united as one family. And I was actually there at the RFK Stadium in 1997. There was a blessing that occurred, and there was simultaneous blessings occurring internationally. And whatever conditions was laid, Father was able to claim 360 million couples as representing the whole human population, and therefore he could claim that it's not just on the individual couple family, but also on the community, society, nation, and world level, even cosmic level, and that's why this holiday is called Declaration of the Realm of the Cosmic Sabbath for the parents of heaven and earth. So the idea was God, Father wanted to claim a day of rest, like, finally, God, you can relax. We got it. We can create a space where you can finally relax. And for me, the significance of this holiday is also just that, I mean, we still got a lot of work to do. I know Father always tried to claim the victory, even conditionally, during his lifetime on earth. But it kind of gives us the pathway where God and we as a community want to go. That we really want to bless the whole world, but ultimately why? It's so that God's love can dwell in every family in the world. And one beautiful thing that I took away from this reading and studying these quotes was that everything that Father and Mother Moon did was to liberate the heart of God. And that's really beautiful. Like, even doing all this activity and work was to really liberate God and say, God, we got this, you can relax, we can take it from here. And that kind of filial heart, I feel, is the foundation of our community. And it's really beautiful to be able to honor this day and this holiday together to remind ourselves of that commitment. So that's what I got. I encourage you to also study more on these holidays. Some of these holidays, they're in Korean and it seems foreign, but if we can understand the foundation that was laid for these holidays and the meaning of it, then we can sincerely celebrate these together. So with that, I'd like to offer a representative prayer. Please join me. Dearest Heavenly Parent and our beloved true parents, we're so grateful to be standing here, really celebrating these holidays together. Chil, Jeol, and Chil, Jeol, the day of God's eternal blessing, and also the day of your Sabbath. Really proud of our true parents, moved by their heart of filial piety, really always seeking how to comfort your heart, how to liberate your heart and let you take even a moment of rest after the toils of thousands of years of human history. I pray as a congregation here that our community can really take this moment to remind ourselves of this vision, the meaning of these holidays, and really appreciate and the significance of the blessing that we received, that we can commit to continuing that legacy of your lineage here on earth. and also that we can continue to strive to bring you comfort, invite your love in our hearts individually, in our relationships between husband and wife, and in our family and our community, so that everyone can really feel your love fully, experience it, and ultimately we can all experience your dream of one family under God. So thank you for giving us this moment on this very warm day, as was shared earlier. Pray that we can give you hope and inspiration as we celebrate these holidays. Thank you so much. I offer this prayer in my name as a representative of everyone here. Naokimi and Shukuko Shoda of Blessed Central Family. Aju.
All right, thank you, President Naokimi. I feel like I understood this holiday a little bit more. Fun fact, today I just learned Chil Jeol is 7-1 and 7-8. It never clicked until today. But now, just like every celebration, we're going to have a cake cutting. So at this time, I'd like to invite President Naokimi, Pastor Zakino, and representing our older generation, I'd like to invite the Kono couple, and representing our younger generation, the Breland couple, Yoshie and Matthew Breland, to come up to celebrate this all together. So once the cake is up here, we'll sing together to seal the celebration. Chil Jeol, happy Chil Jeol to us. Happy Chil Jeol to us. Happy Chil Jeol, true parents. Happy Chil Jeol to Chil Jeol. Happy Chil Jeol to us. Happy Chil Jeol to us. Happy Chil Jeol, true parents. Happy Chil Jeol to us. All right, I guess make a wish and blow the candles. All right, so as they cut the cake, let's sing one more time. Happy Chil Jeol to us. Happy Chil Jeol to us. Happy Chil Jeol, true parents. Happy Chil Jeol to All right, so at this time we're going to take a group photo, first with the representatives up in front and then together as a congregation. So, Keiseto will take the photo. So, I'm going to ask for volunteers to help take it down. Can you guys help? The food. I don't know how long it's supposed to take. 8 minutes. All right, so at this time, we're going to transition to the next part of this Sunday. You may be seated. And I'd like to ask some of the volunteers to help take down the offering table. But while that's happening, I also like to just thank the Passaic County volunteers. So today, those who greeted you up in the front and probably helping. Okay, we're taking a group photo all together. So everyone, let's be seated. Okay.
Can you announce to help the volunteer yesterday that they made an offering table to appreciate?
together this offering table, so I'd just like to thank, let's give a hand to the volunteers that helped put this together. I'm sure it took many hours to do so. Thank you so much. You can have this later after Sunday service today. So at this time, I'd like to invite some of the volunteers to help take this downstairs, right, Takino-san? I believe downstairs. So you can have it. And while they do so, I'd just like to recognize the Passaic County volunteers. This week, they are the ones in charge of greeting, recognizing, and I believe also helping to prepare lunch for today. So let's give a hand to the Passaic County volunteers. And also, if you are a part of Sunday school and you're here, you are officially dismissed right now. Okay, I just got some news that someone's car, it's a black Subaru, license plate number D84PNK is parked in a handicapped spot. So if it's your car, please move it. D84PNK black Subaru. Thank you very much. And now, at this time, while it's being taken down, it'll take about maybe 5 more minutes. Let's turn to our neighbor next to you. Turn to the neighbor next to you. We're going to do some gratitude sharing. Just share what you are grateful for this morning or from this past week. We're going to take about 5 minutes. 5 minutes to share gratitude with each other. All right, let's bring it back to the room. Let's bring it back. We gave you 6 minutes, and you're still talking. A whole week's worth of gratitudes. I'm sure there is so much to share, but first up, I'd like to ask Marie Young to share with us her gratitude for today. Let's welcome up Marie. So actually, while she's preparing her notes, let's go to Ken Owens.
Good morning. I have no notes. I'm grateful, actually, there's several reasons. One, of course, is we're very blessed to have families, and only in the family can we have experience God's deepest love and in our family. So that's the only way we can really understand God's heart on a personal level is through our families. Also, I'm really grateful that we have this opportunity. My wife is actually getting an award for the 3-hour thing. She did 30 times. Being Korean, she had to take a long time to go through that book, and now she completed it, so I'm really grateful that she was able to do that and proud of her. Also, my first daughter, well, she gave me the title of father, dad, appa. Her first daughter gave me the title of grandpa, and today is her second birthday, so I'm really grateful. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ken, and congratulations. Next, let's hear from Marianne.
I thought you were talking about something else. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I guess my gratitude is I just felt somehow this morning so grateful for our community here. That I was thinking of brothers and sisters who are in situations where they only have just a few families, and I thought how fortunate we are to be able to celebrate this day in such a rich atmosphere. So that's my first gratitude. The other one is yesterday our family went to Long Branch to the shore, and my Dohee and Jinhee got me in the water. But the whole experience there was one of beauty, and I felt with all my senses the sound of the water, the beauty of the sky and the sea, and everything was just so wonderful, and I really was grateful for just feeling God's beautiful creation. So those are my gratitudes.
Thank you, Marie. All right, so we're going to go into our second part of today, and before we do that, I see a lot of faces from all around. Just like to recognize all the young people, I believe, traveling for BCSF. Is that what it is? Oh, I see. I get it now. They were trapped. They were trapped here for about a week because of David. But they're fine now. Let's welcome them back into our congregation. All right, so now we're going to go back to having a musical offering before we begin the second part of the program. So let's welcome up the choir.
There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place, and I know that it's the Spirit of the Lord. There are sweet expressions on His face, and I know that it's the presence of the Lord. Sweet Holy Spirit, sweet we know that we have been revived when we shall leave this place.
There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place,
And I know that it's the Spirit of the Lord. There are sweet expressions on His face, and I know that it's the presence of the Lord. Sweet Holy Spirit, sweet heavenly Dove, stay right here with us, filling us with your love. And for these blessings, we lift our hearts in praise. Without a doubt, we know that we have been revived when we shall leave this place.
Thank you, choir. And now we're going to go to our testimonies, but the reasons why we're having this testimonies are a lot of people from this community completed the 100 times EDP reading together with the 30 times 3-hour, and this time one person 1 hour. So just to explain exactly what it is, on May 22nd, Dr. Young was here and he started this Hundok campaign. The whole purpose of it was for us to develop a habit of Hundoke, a habit to read all 8th grade textbooks and develop a substantial understanding of true parents' words throughout our entire lives. And last month we had the Hundok champion, Masaki Chen, here to share a little bit, someone who had read every single book over 100 times now, to share his experience on it. Flew him all the way from Japan to just spend a week here, and he went back. And one thing that stood out to me from what he shared last time was that Hundok is an expression of God's love to us. Right? The more we understand, the more we read Hundok, the more we understand the world around us. In one sense, everything was created for God to express His love to us. And so we have a couple of people who just completed the first part, which is 100 times 1 hour EDP. And so given the very first testimony, I asked her to share gratitude. I forgot she was sharing this time, but let's welcome up again, Marie Ong.
Good morning again. This is what I thought he was asking me to do the other time. Anyway, I have my notes this time. But yes, it's amazing to me that when you hear the principle and it moves our hearts, but as the years go by, sometimes we don't forget it, but we just aren't aware of it so much. So when I was reading it started last year when our grandchildren, Chanu and Yejin, were home from GPA. They all were sent home during the COVID, and I heard them in the rooms next door reading 100. I mean, they were reading the 100 lectures, and I thought, oh, here I am, just sitting here listening to them. So I thought, I have to get involved in this. So I looked on, I think they were using their phones, but I wanted to use a book. So I was looking on Edwin's bookshelves, and I found when Mrs. Yu was here, we bought the red book, the red part, the 3-hour, and the 12-hour. And so I thought, okay, the red part's probably the same as the 1 hour. So I started reading that. But it always took me longer than it did them, and I thought maybe I checked and it wasn't quite the same. So they showed me how to use my phone, but it was a little hard for my eyes somehow. But I did read about 10 times. Then they went back to GPA, and I kind of lost track of reading, sorry to say. But then when we were told to have the 40-day, we're having this 40-day before Father's Ascension, and I thought, I really have to do it this time. So I started on the phone again until I got a book. And I started reading pretty fast. I thought, okay, I'm going to get through this during the 40 days. And so I was reading, I don't know, reading it pretty fast and getting a good overview of the whole principle. But then I slowed down a bit, and I really began to soak it in. And I was remembering at that time when Becky Salonen was giving me the divine principle. Week after week, I would go back and hear another part of it, and I could almost see her standing there. I remember so many things she said as I was reading through the 1 hour, and other memories as well. Kevin McCarthy giving the 40-day lectures, and also Reverend Sudo at the 120-day lectures. And so all these memories were coming back. And then Dr. Yong said one time, you are reading God's heart. You are reading God's heart. And so I think that's what it was. Yes, you are reading God's heart. And so I wrote that in the inside of the book at the top of the introduction. So every time I started reading that, I was reminded that I'm reading God's heart. By the 23rd time I read it, I started reading. And, my husband always liked to make these 4-position foundations, but always it was something different in the whole principle, and he was doing research in physics, and it was all kinds of things. He was making these little 4-position foundations, and I was thinking of him and doing that, and also the bringing together of religion and science. And I started crying, and I continued to read, and I kept crying. And as I read the principle of creation, I cried all the way through that. And then I got to the fall of man, and I began to feel something really deep, really feeling deeply about God, feeling how sorry he was when he saw Adam and Eve not following the principle. And then I got to the part about Jesus, and I felt so bad that he couldn't accomplish his mission. I kept crying. I cried all the way through. It was quite an experience for me. I continued reading on until 100, and every time I read after that, I didn't cry, but I felt really deeply of what was going on during that time in history, whether it was Abraham or whether it was Jacob or whether it was Joseph or whoever it was. And so those feelings came in, and I just remembered that Becky Salonen told me when I was first hearing the principle. She said, these words are very, very special, very valuable, that I guess it was later, because this was later on that she told us this, that each word that he says is like he had to pay so much indemnity for each word of the principle. And it's so valuable and so precious. I just remembered those words. So I'm really grateful I did that. Now I'm reading I almost finished the 3-hour, and it's much fuller and richer, and I'm really happy that I'm doing this now, and I'm almost addicted to it. I have to do it every day. So anyway, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Marie. And that was the point, right? To make this something that's addictive in one sense, to develop a habit of Hundok reading, starting with 1 hour, which is the simplest version of it. So let's give a hand once again to Marie. All right, so our next testimony, if you've noticed, if you've been here the past 2 months where we did these recognitions, you never saw any second generation out here. There was a second gen who had completed, but was never around, but today we're going to be hearing from one of them, a recent second generation who completed. Let's welcome up Hiromi Takezawa.
Hello. Oh God, this is my first time giving a testimony, and so excuse my stuttering and ums and and well, so I'm sorry, but I don't have any like very inspiring or thought-provoking things that, as I read the 1 hour DP lecture, it was just, for me, it was just reading until I reached 100. But I guess I'll just go through my journey in a way. So at first I started off with like, this was before the commitment, this whole commitment happened. I started off reading 4 pages a day at the to get it started. As you can see, that is not that fast. It took me probably a month, maybe even more, to finish reading 1 time. And then when this event happened, I started reading, okay, let's try 1 time a day. And if you guys don't know, I'm part of the GO program, and we made a condition to do 1,400 times reading. And okay, I was like, okay, I want to do that. So that's why I read 1 time a day. And at the time, Yasuhiro was number 1. And I was in my brain, I was thinking like, okay, if I read 2 times a day, and this is how long it is, if I read 2 times a day, I will definitely surpass him. So I started like, reading 2 times a day. And then, I wanted to be number 1. Sorry, I'm very ambitious. I realized that I'm very ambitious. And after that, like, something happened in my life, and I was like, okay, let's try. I want to read 4 times a day, because I wanted to help complete the 1,400 goal. At the time, we weren't there yet. We were pretty far off, and Yasutaka, different Yasu, convinced me to not, if you finish reading like 100 times, you should at least read the 3-hour lecture. So he convinced me, but I'm still reading 4 times a day. And this was a lot for me. I work like usually a 9-to-5 job, so I would have to wake up early, read. My routine was wake up early, read 2 times at least, 2 times a day in the morning. And then during work, during my break times, during my lunch break, my 10-minute breaks, I would have to read during those times. And then go back home, read the rest, and then go to sleep. As you can see, I don't have a lot of time for myself. And through this, I learned how, I guess, self-discipline was one thing that I really learned, took from this 1 hour, this commitment, and that, and time management as well. And there was also, the last day that I finished reading was that I read 10 times in 1 day. And no, don't stop, don't clap, it's not really good reason. And the reason why is because Joshua Guratowski, he's right there, and sent us, we sent in our group, our Go Media team group chat, he sent an image of me. It was me and Joshua. We were both tied for 90 times read. And I was like, congratulations, you wow, you did it. And at that time, I was going to be part of the Chanyeon team. So this was on a Thursday night, he sent that. And I read that text. I'm like, okay, yeah, awesome, amazing. I'm going to probably just not read a lot more to focus on Chanyeon team. And then I was like, okay, let's go to sleep. And then in the back of my head, I was like, do you really want to be 2nd place? Do you really want to be 2nd place? So I read 2 times at the dead of night, or like 12. It was 12, I think. And then I fell asleep because I had to wake up. And then I woke up at 6, read 4 times until we had to go to church, and read, well, the rest of the 5 during Belvedere. So, yeah, I don't know. It was just commitment, and just, I don't know what to say. It's just, I really wanted to help achieve the goal, the 1,400 times like reading that, and also I wanted to, I guess, make myself proud. I don't know. It was, I guess it was an experience, but I wouldn't have never done this if Go didn't say, we're gonna do the 1,400 times read. If someone else would have said it, I would have probably not done it, most likely. And before this, before I came here, Yasutaka called me, and then he's like, and we were talking about how my journey of the times read, and he talked about, so you really do love the Go and the community and God at the same time. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. I'm like, now that if you think about it, if someone else told me to read this 100 times, it's a 1 hour period, I would have never done that. And because I do love Go, this community, and God, that I was able to commit myself to reading 4 times a day and 10 times a day. And yes, that's my journey.
Wow. Who wants to go to Six Flags? Yeah, well, we won't do it for everyone here, but maybe you can join the youth program, the 1,400 reading. The award is what, Six Flags trip if all of you complete it? Is that what it is? That's right. So if you want to go to Six Flags, you can contribute to the Go 1 hour EDP reading 100 times. Let's give a hand to Hiromi once again. That's right. I kept looking at the lists for Go, and I always saw Yasu as number 1. And so that's incredible. That's incredible. All right, so now we're going to honor all the awardees, those who did complete the 12-hour, 3-hour, and 1-hour EDP. And today, what arrived 2 days ago were these bookmarks. So we've got some bookmarks for you, for everyone who completed the readings. It's the dragon and the phoenix. And apparently they mean good luck, well-being, sweet love, and a yearning for happiness. And so if you complete it, you're going to get a bookmark as well. This is so that you can keep track of the pages that you're on, so you don't have to forget. So with that, I'd like to first award the 12-hour EDP completion, our very first 12-hour EDP completion, and she is going to be walking away with a bookmark, a pen, which hasn't arrived yet, and a mug, a Peace Starts Me mug. So to present the award, let's first invite our pastor, Naokimi Ushirona, and of course, assistant pastor, Atsushi Takino. So, receiving the first 12-hour EDP completion achievement, I'd like to invite up Yuko Coin. All right, as I take the photo, I'm going to acknowledge the next person. He completed the 3-hour EDP as well as the 1-hour 100 times EDP. I'd like to welcome up Ken Owens. Ken Owens. All right, next, did you take the photo already? Also completing 30 times through our EDP and the 1-hour Divine Principle, we have Yumiko Nakamura. Yumiko Nakamura. And next, our 3-hour, 30 times accomplisher is Yoko Matsumura. Yoko Matsumura. And up next, we heard him give a testimony last time. He completed the 1 hour. His wife's jealous that he has a lot of time to complete it. Let's welcome up Bruce Burns. Bruce Burns. Completing 3 hour, once again, we have Kyoko Anderson. Kyoko Anderson. Up next, we have also completing 3 hour, Akito Shimobayashi. Akito Shimobayashi. All right, now we're going to go to 1 hour, 100 times EDP. First up, we have the outgoing youth pastor of the Clifton Family Church, Yasutaka Ozawa. And next, we have, you just heard from her give a testimony, Hiromi Takazawa. Now let's welcome Yasuhiro Ozawa. Joshua Gertatowski. Mi Young Mayo. Marie Ang. Kotoe Kato. Kotoe Kato. All right. Next we have Mitchell Bean. Mitchell Bean. Yuka Aguilan. Yuka Aguilan. She is cooking for us, so we can just recognize her name, Etsuko Kaneko. Next we have Naomi DeFries. Naomi DeFries. Sumio Kono. Sumio Kono. Sanae Ogawa. Sanae Ogawa. All right, so she isn't here, but her husband's here. Let's welcome Mi-young Owens, representing would be Ken Owens, completing the 3-hour and 1-hour EDP. All right, so as they take the final picture, can I get all the EDP completions to come up to the front to take a photo all together? If you just got your certificate, please make your way up to the front to group photo with our pastors. As condensed as possible. There are some stairs in the back as well. Taller, yeah, just go, Josh, just go to the back. You can go all the way to the top, Yes, sir. Just go to the top. Then. Yeah, so if you can stand, just stand there. Mi-young, could you go in the back? And then people, こちらへ。こっち。二人とも。こっち。It's okay. All right, let's give a hand to our 1-hour, 3-hour, and 12-hour EDP completions. Congratulations. If you completed 1 hour, you know what's next. 3 hour, you know what's next. 12 hour, I believe whoever completed 12 hour, your next challenge is the Black Book. The Black Book, I believe, 10 times. 10 times EDP. All right. So now to share some congratulatory remarks, I'd like to welcome our assistant pastor, Takino, Pastor Atushi Takino.
Congratulations. Yeah, thank you. You did a great job, and we like to celebrate your accomplishment. That's why we like to celebrate 1 hour DP reading and 3 hours DP reading. And as a congratulatory remarks, I like to share with you 2 Bible quote and divine principle. The book of the John, chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And this is a divine principle, introduction to restoration of the principle. Chapter 1.2, the foundation for the Messiah. The second condition, which Adam was supposed to fulfill in order to realize the purpose of creation, was to establish the foundation of substance. After Adam established an unshakable foundation of faith, he was then to become one with God, thereby establishing the foundation of substance. This means he would have become the perfect incarnation of the Word, with perfect character, fulfilling God's first blessing. In this way, had he not fallen, Adam would have completed the purpose of creation. So I believe this is why Dr. Young encouraged all of us, even just reading Holy Bible or divine principle, And 1 hour, 3 hour, 12 hour, because of this. To become, we are embodiment of truth. We are supposed to be incarnation of the Word. But after the fall, human fall, we couldn't become the embodiment of truth or incarnation of the Word. That's why we always struggling. My word and my action not same. Or according to the divine principle, we not unite mind and body. One of the famous word true father like, that is a Johnson song. That's a truth in Japanese, makoto. That's a word become truth. Or embodiment of truth. That's one of the favorite word true father like. And he tried to be always like that. That's why he said, divine principle is my life. So this is my congratulatory remarks. That's why Reverend Dr. Yong invited Mr. Chan when he's sharing his testimony like that. You know, that he's sharing a couple of the grace, benefit, but one of the biggest one is he feel God. He feel God dwelling in me. Like the Bible said, I am a temple of God. He experienced like that. And he knows what is the evil. How can we defeat the evil? That's he was sharing. So, you know, some people said, I know divine principle. I'm not child. Why I have to read 100 times? Some people say that. But I'm asking all of us, are we the incarnation of the truth? Are we the embodiment of the truth? And what? If not, we have to continue to read the divine principle, truth, until we become truth. That is our church, very unique. And the Reverend Mrs. Moon giving us the word, that's a precious word. That I like to share with you today. Thank you. Congratulations again. You did it a great job. And let's continue to do that. Thank you very much. Okay. And happy Chil Jeol and Chil Jeol. And please join me prayer. I'm going to do the benediction prayers. Be most loved heavenly parents, and our victory of true parents and Jesus Christ. God, in the beginning, you create the universe by word. Word is love. God is the word. That's why many people so precious the Bible. And we read in the Bible because we want to inherit such a word to be my flesh. And we like to be the embodiment of the truth. Yes, we know sometimes we are struggling. Even we talk, our action is not totally unite. Sometimes we have a double-mindedness and double faith. But we are the children of God. And God, you create us embodiment of the truth, the incarnation of the word. I want to be like that. And true parents, and Jesus show us what is the true Son of God. Today, I really appreciate members have a faith and unite with Dr. Young and unite with the world. Heavenly Parents, please continue to watch us, and we're going to create your space in my heart. As Dr. Young mentioned this morning, we have to deny myself, and we always need to welcome, open the space for you, God. I pray and report this. My name, Atsushi Takino, Namiko Takino, Blessed Central Family. Adieu. Amen. Okay, let's have a unison prayer to become, one more time, everybody, to become a determination to inherit God's word and incarnation of the truth. Let's start in some prayers. Adieu.
All right, we're going to have a closing song now. So if everyone can all stand up, stand up. If you have your donation, your tithing for today, you can also prepare that and make the offering right in the front here. But also, you can always look at the program, the back of your program. There's a QR code there to make an online donation as well.
For you and me, when the sun comes shining, as I was strolling, and the mayfields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, a voice was chanting, as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island.
Let's give it up for the choir of the Clifton Family Church. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and God bless you. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone.